Welcome to Pat's Soundbytes IGTV. Keeping new music alive is what I do on the radio and now on video. Conducting live chats with the artists and learning the stories behind their latest release and also playing their new video. Special thanks to my good friend Jody Best of Best Bet Promotions for coordinating and scheduling today's artist. Having over 20 plus years in the music industry, if you're looking for a highly successful promotion and marketing professional who's extremely motivated, look no further than Jody Best. For more information, contact Jody via email at bestbetpromo@yahoo.com. Special thanks today to my sponsor, Go-Go Tuners, for all guitar players looking for a focus on ease of use, readability, durability, and accuracy. Look no further. The Go-Go Tuner is the choice of many touring professionals and a favorite of casual players. Go-Go's signature green you're in and red you're out screen makes tuning quick and easy. For more information, go to the website at gogotuners.com. Special thanks to WBXO Classic Rock Radio Redefine, allowing me to keep new music alive on the radio airways on The Pat Show every Sunday from 5 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. Only on WBXO Classic Rock Redefined. And a big thank you to Mr. Evan Balzer for allowing me to use his amazing instrumental that you're hearing right now. It's called Trails. To find out more incredible music by Evan, go to his website at evanbalzer.com. My special guest today is the one and the only, the Metal Cowboy, one of the coolest cats and hardest working guys in the rock and roll scene. I'm talking Mr. Ron Keel. Ron has released an album, South by South Dakota, covering the great southern rock classics that we grew up to know. Allman Brothers, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Marshall Tucker, and much more. We're going to play Ron's video of him covering Lynyrd Skynyrd's Red, White, and Blue. Going to talk to Ron about the album and so much more here on Pat Soundbytes IGTV. Hey, live on Pat Soundbytes IGTV, keeping the music alive, not only on the radio, but on video. And man, there's no stranger to the rock, metal, southern rock, the man himself, the Metal Cowboy. How I love this guy, how I play his tunes, and how I play now his video, my man, Mr. Ron Keel. What's going on, brother?
It's another day in paradise. I am living the dream, Pat. Thanks so much for having me on the show. This is going to be a blast.
Oh, my goodness. Ron Keel Band released on May 15th, High Volume Music, South by South Dakota. Holy. I mean, I've been playing it, barbecuing in the pool. I've been playing it. I played it Sunday. My phone rang off the roof going, where, what, who? Go buy it. You get the package. You get a poster. You go to ronkeel.com. He'll sign it for you. There's nobody. Class act. This guy. Oh, my goodness. All right. I'll shut up.
Man. No, you're doing great. You're on a roll, man. Keep it going. Now, we appreciate all that, Pat, all your support. And that's what this music was meant for. Good times, partying, barbecuing, four-wheeling, out there, living life and doing what we all love to do. I'm extremely confident that this is the right music at the right time. The only apprehension I had releasing an album during this time in our history, when so many of our friends, fans, and neighbors are unemployed or money's tight for a lot of friends and families around the country, around the world, due to the pandemic. And I knew the music was perfect. I really felt that this is what we all need at times like these. But I was apprehensive about asking people to shell out their hard-earned money for it. It's tough to get on the shows like this with you and basically promote the album and ask people to buy it. So we tried to make this as economical a package as we possibly could, with a great 8 8-panel fold out. As you mentioned, the packaging is the best I've ever had on a CD release, with a beautiful full color 8-panel fold, world-class photography. The album cover, as you can see, that's the train. That's the Ghost Train from the new Ron Keel Band South by South Dakota album cover. The fold-out poster, autographed by Ron Keel.
Who does that? Come on.
Man, I do it, and I do it often. I was really overwhelmed by the response. I had no idea how this album would resonate with our fans, with the media, and how busy I would be signing, because each CD gets signed twice, on the front and on the poster. So I'm doing double duty with the autograph sessions, but it's worth every moment to experience the enjoyment along with our fans and our listeners. And one thing, we've got a lot of the old school hard rock, metalhead, Keelaholic fans that are loving this album as much as I do. And we've got a whole generation of new fans that have seen the band on tour the last 5 years, and they're getting exposed to some of these songs for the first time ever.
Okay, you said so much there so quick, and I love every minute of it. Where do I begin? Absolutely. You know, I'm the guy keeping your music alive, so I'm like grasping all the time. And I've been saying to folks who have released stuff, who are like, as you said, man, nobody's got money. Why do I do this? I said, it's a double-edged sword, because unless you're known, unless you put out a video, unless we were sitting home, maybe nobody even knows about it. But yeah, times are tough, but we're Americans and we get through it. I love the selection. One of my questions was your reaction to the album. I mean, I can't play it enough. And I will continue to play it. As how hard was it to put that selection? The ones that grabbed me, I mean, I love Red, White, and Blue. As a son of a Purple Heart recipient of World War II.
Wow.
All about America, USA. We will get through. We will overcome. Wow. I love Skynyrd, of course. The one that stuck out, CCR. Oh, my goodness, how I love the melody of CCR songs. And a song that gets lost all the time, and I throw it out there every once in a while, Rossington Collins Band. Holy shit, Ron, I'll say it, holy shit. How I love that song, and how I was really impressed that you put it in this track of selection. So tell me how hard, how difficult. As a, you know, everybody plays Sweet Home Alabama, everybody plays certain songs, but you picked, there was a trend there, and I'll shut up and let you explain.
Well, you pointed out a couple of my favorites as well. And I'll get to the song selection in a moment, but the CCR medley, Creedence Clearwater Revival, it's a real example of what we do during our shows, because we're out there on the road doing a lot of big bike events, Sturgis Rally, the Lone Star Rally down in Galveston, Bike Week in Daytona. And when you're surrounded by 10, 20,000 of these people, I'm not naive enough to think they all know who I am. Maybe 1,000 people might know Ron Keel and my history in the 80s with songs like The Right to Rock and Tears of Fire and all those hits that we had back in the day. But I know that a lot of these people don't know who I am. They've never heard of me. And I want to give them the songs that they know and the songs they love, the songs they grew up listening to.
We grew up with.
They'll sing along with them. So what we do in the show, and this comes from my years as a Las Vegas show producer, is we create these medleys. The CCR medley on South by South Dakota is a perfect example of that, where we'll take a verse and a chorus of a hit song and weave it in and out of the next song and transition. So you've got a 7 to 12 minute medley of hits from Skynyrd, Marshall Tucker Band, 38 Special, and Creedence Clearwater Revival in the context of our show. So we're not actually playing cover songs, but we're giving the audience the songs they all know and love and paying tribute to our heroes and the music that we grew up listening to. So those are showpieces. And that Creedence Clearwater Revival medley that appears on South by South Dakota is very special because it was recorded live. I wanted to include a live track, and we've got some great live tracks in the bank, but I thought it would be great to commemorate our very first show ever as a band. That was recorded at our first gig, August 28th, 2015, the first time the Ron Keel Band stepped on stage together, recorded live. So to have that medley be a piece of our audio scrapbook, so to speak, was really important to me. The Rossington Collins song that you mentioned, Don't Misunderstand Me, is absolutely, you hit the nail right on the head, overlooked and not as well known as some of the other songs, but it's got a very, very special place in Southern rock history. As you know, after the tragic plane crash that took so many of the Skynyrd family away from us, the Rossington College Band was the first taste we had of what was left of Skynyrd, with Gary Rossington, Alan Collins putting that band together and giving us another dose of Skynyrd-esque type Southern rock. So it's got a very special place in Southern rock history. Plus, it's a great duet. And I've always been a fan of duets and female rockers as well. So I recruited Jasmine Cain, who is South Dakota rock and roll. She lives in Nashville now, but she was born during the Sturgis Bike Rally in Sturgis, South Dakota. It doesn't get more South Dakota rock and roll than that. And she's a good friend of ours. We do a lot of shows together. Hopefully we'll do a lot of shows in the future together, including this year's Sturgis Rally. So Jasmine Cain can join us on stage for that duet live again.
I got to tell you, 1977, here in Poughkeepsie, Skynyrd's rolling into town to do the Street Survival Tour. It's July. I get the flu and pneumonia. My parents said, you ain't going nowhere. You're in bad shape. I give the ticket away. October is the plane crash. Next pops up Rossington Collins, and I got to see them here in Poughkeepsie, and I get goosebumps every time I talk about it, because as you just said, it brings you, there they are. There's the remains. And, you know, I literally remember with a beer in my hand, just shaking and probably crying, going, yeah, holy crap, man. But that song is, those guys were, I mean, what, Rossington, I'm like, are you kidding me? Nobody even plays it anymore. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Putting that back on the map.
I've always loved the tune, and it fits us really well. It's a good, hard, and heavy song, for one thing, that really shows some of the power and energy that my band can deliver. But it's also got the sweet keyboard interludes and the bridge where they break it down a little bit. And so the instrumentation really fits us well. And to have Jasmine Cain share the duet with me was a huge treat.
I love the video. I love Henry Paul. I love Henry. I see him all the time. I follow the Outlaws, and glad that you put Ghost Riders. And I love the video of Henry's involvement and guys in a band going, you know what? He was so cool. He didn't tell us, do it this way, do it that way. Be yourself.
Oh, those guys are full of it, man. Henry cracked the whip pretty hard for 3 days straight, man. Don't believe anything those guys tell you in an interview. I'll tell you straight. Henry was, well, you know, he was firm. He was firm, but he was easy to work with, and to be able to cut that vocal for Ghost Riders in the Sky with Henry Paul on the other side of the wall, the guy who sung that song more than anybody alive. Henry came to Sioux Falls in 2015 to cut that song with us and spent 3 days in the studio producing the track. An amazing experience getting to work with him and me being able to sing the song, and he's just on the other side with that talkback button going, yeah, that's it, Ronnie, that's it. And when the session was all over, Pat, I'll tell you, the session was done, and the band and my producer, Mike Teresh, and Henry Paul, the producer of the session, we're all sitting in the control room by ourselves, just listening to the final mix. And when we got done listening to the track, Henry picked up a guitar, an acoustic guitar, and he played It's About Pride for us, just for the guys in the band. And just talking about it gives me goosebumps right now. As you know, Henry is a Southern rock legend, an icon in our business, and to have him kind of not pass the torch, but to demonstrate in a musical way what Southern rock is all about with that song, and just him with the guitar singing it to us, a private Henry Paul concert.
Wow.
And the song is It's About Pride. If you haven't heard it, some of your listeners or viewers
played it.
May not realize, well, then you know what that song is all about and the story that it tells about Southern rock and its place in our culture and in our history.
And I love his new album, Dixie Highway. I mean, another follow-up, you know, Southern rock will never die.
You know, that's how I met Henry, was 2004. Henry gave me the song Dixie Highway to record. I think we were the first band to ever record it. So my band Iron Horse cut Dixie Highway, and Henry came in and sang a duet with me on it. It's absolutely amazing. I'll send it to you.
Please do.
But yeah, I mean, Henry, that's how I really got to be friends with Henry, was singing that duet with Henry Paul on Dixie Highway on the Bring It On album in 2004.
Henry grew up here in New York at his grandparents' farm before his parents got divorced and moved down to Tampa. I mean, just what a story. Let's play a little Red, White, and Blue there. You're not going to hear the the volume because I'm going to post it in. What am I doing? I'm going to include it. Yeah, I'm all over the place here, Ron. Here we go. Share. Okay. I'm going to incorporate it, Ron, so it doesn't cover our talk. Lockdown, right? You got guys everywhere.
That's right. We had no interaction between us.
I mean, on the bike, got the Confederate, you got the red, white, and blue. I mean, does it get any better than this? I mean, that Skynyrd song is just a terrific song, and more now than ever. You know, it certainly fits in on what we're going through.
I agree.
And everybody's just, I know there's one of the guys on the truck. I mean, represents really the truckers, right? The train.
Exactly.
I mean, that was pretty much the concept, Ron?
That's correct. We wanted to, well, we had to film each guy in a separate, iconic location, and some of the locations have a personal meaning to those guys. Gino Arce, our bassist, who's on top of the truck, that's his truck. He's a trucker. That's what he does for a living. Our drummer, Jeff Kohler, the Rev, his father served in the Air National Guard, and actually the plane that you see, that A-7 fighter jet that he's playing in front of, Jeff's father, who's passed away now, his father actually towed that plane to the T airport just south of Sioux Falls back in the 70s. So he's got a special relationship with that particular airplane. So to have the guys put a personal spin on some of those locations. Of course, I'm the lead singer, so I get Mount Rushmore. And what a day that was, man. Normally on the first beautiful spring day in April in South Dakota at Mount Rushmore, the place is going to be packed. It's $10 to park, and you got to wait in line to get in. I went there that day, and there was nobody on duty. The parking attendant was not on duty. It's free to park. Go right on in. The parking lot's empty. I walked up the mountain with my guitar. No security guards. The gift shop was closed. It's absolutely beautiful day out, and there's nobody there. I could have never been able to capture that footage if we weren't during the lockdown. The same thing goes with Terrace Park, where the keyboard player was playing. Our keyboardist, Scott Schmidt. That's a park that's like an outdoor amphitheater here in Sioux Falls, where every year we do a big charity event to benefit a charity called Feeding South Dakota, where we feed families in need. And so that park, we were used to seeing the place packed with kids on the playground and picnickers and people, just enjoying the park. And we went there on a Saturday afternoon. There's nobody there. It's absolutely deserted. But we could have never gotten that footage without the lockdown. I'm not the lockdown's been tough on everybody, but it sure enabled us to shoot an epic music video.
What a beautiful job. Yeah, I mean, you used to see, there's nobody there.
There's nobody there. Yeah.
What have you been doing to keep yourself? I mean, obviously you had this great idea of putting this out there. I mean, how are you keeping your mind straight? I mean, are you doing any online? I know you got the great radio show. Are you doing a lot of any online shows or?
I'm busier than ever, Pat. I stay busy. Gigs, when I go on the road and perform and sing and play either solo acoustic or with my full band, that's my vacation. That's my break. When I'm not doing that, I am busting my ass behind the scenes on the business, and of course with a new album to promote. There's a ton of interviews, marketing, social media, hosting the weekly radio show, writing songs, and this was the time when I expected to be home between the Australian tour and the first RKB gigs. I knew I was going to be home for a couple of months anyway. I was able to go to Australia in March for my first ever tour of Australia, which was fantastic. And when I got back, that was when the lockdown happened. The travel ban became You know, it was in place, and all of a sudden, some of the gigs started to get canceled. Some of those shows are being rescheduled. We were supposed to make our summer debut on Memorial Day weekend. Those gigs have now been pushed to August, which is cool. We're going to have a very busy time in August for the Sturgis Rally. It shows in Ohio and Michigan and South Dakota.
Wow. Well, that's great that you're busy, and it's great that you're looking forward to getting back out there. Any thoughts of coming to New York? Man, we got to get you out here.
Man, we'll go wherever they send us. A lot of fans don't realize that it's just not up to us. We'd go anywhere in a heartbeat. You have to have promoters that are willing to take a chance on you, and you have to route it correctly, and you have to have the fans that are willing and ready to come out and support the shows. And it's a combination of booking agents and venues and concert promoters and fans and all that stuff. The band will go anywhere, anytime.
Well, if you need any help by getting any of the shows out in New York, by all means, please call me.
Well, I'm talking to you right now, Pat. We need all the help we can get. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Let me get on the phone with promoters or whoever it needs to happen. We got to have you here, your guys here in New York. Any feedback from the Skynyrd guys when you put out the video and put out the song? They like give you a high five and go, "Holy crap, Ron, what a great job."
No, I wish. Not yet. That would be a dream come true for me. I went on the road with Skynyrd in 1998 for 2 weeks, not as the opening act, but as the T-shirt guy. That's how big of a Skynyrd fan I am. I had an opportunity to go sell T-shirts for Skynyrd for 2 weeks. The money was great, very hard work, but the money was great, and I had the opportunity to go out with them for 2 weeks, and I got to see the show every night, and it was fantastic. I don't know that they've heard our version of Red, White, and Blue or seen the video. I hope that when they do, they will understand that it's a tribute from a band and a man that loves them, respects them, admires them as one of the all-time greatest bands ever. And I hope that they will approve. I did talk to Ricky Medlock a few years ago. Ricky was on my radio show, and it was a great interview and absolutely very compelling conversation. They had just released Last of a Dying Breed, which is a great record. And I had Ricky on the show. And so there I had his email address since I'd had him on the radio show. And then I wrote this song called What Would Skynyrd Do? It's up the Metal Cowboy album, and it is basically a musical tribute to Skynyrd. And one of my all-time favorite songs that I've ever written. I think it's a great Southern rock anthem called What Would Skynyrd Do? And I thought, man, this is cool, man. I got Ricky's address. I'm going to send it to him. So I send Ricky the email. Here's the new song that I just wrote for you guys, recorded it on my new album, and I hope that you appreciate it, enjoy it. Let me know what you think. And I didn't hear from him for the longest time. And I thought, well, maybe I'll email it back. And I emailed Ricky Medlock back. I said, hey, man, did you get that song I sent? And he emails back, yeah, I got it.
That was it?
That's it.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a great song, though. I'm really proud of it. And, you know, what can you say about Skynyrd? They are the ultimate in resilience, overcoming adversity, continuing to reinvent themselves, stay creative, and put out great records. Even the last 20 years, I think their albums, their songs are on par or even better than some of the classic foundation Southern rock tracks that they laid back in the 70s.
I had Ricky and Johnny in a pickup truck in Florida. That was the best I could do in an interview. And it was breaking up, and it was comical. It was just, forget the questions. It was just comical. They're talking, he's talking, who's driving. It was hysterical. Hey, now you know I do the dice game. I created a 5-for-it-all dice game. Where any artist, I always go to the show with my killer dice, and we videotape it, and my listeners know if any of the artists, the band, whoever rolls a 5 of a kind, totaling in 3 rolls, I play the entire album. But since there's no show, but we're going to get your ass here in New York. If I got to go crazy, we're going to get you here. But I've been having folks just do the virtual, roll the dice, have fun, so I can play the entire South by South Dakota. Go, Ron! Go, Ron!
I got the dice.
Roll it, brother.
I don't think I have a flat surface here. How are you going to know if I'm cheating or not?
Look, come on. It's the Metal Cowboy. Come on.
Yeah, we don't cheat. I do have a guitar case here.
There you go.
Yeah, we can maybe move the camera over here so that you can see.
Okay.
And your viewers can
Oh, there
see.
you go. Perfect.
There's my guitar case.
The metal cowboy doing the 5 for it all challenge right here.
All right, here we go. All right.
Okay.
All right. Camera's on the
Camera's on the case.
It's not too bad of a mess in here.
No, don't worry. You should see mine.
Here we go. I need 5 of a kind, right?
And 3 rolls. Yep.
There we go. 5 of a kind. 5 of a kind. It's great. Yes. I only needed 1 roll for that.
The first one ever.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. I'm lying. I'm cheating.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what the hell that was. But
All
okay,
right.
here we go.
What, do you have a pair? Did you have a pair?
Oh, I got a pair, all right.
Oh, no. Whoa! Hey!
All right, here we go.
Good.
Oh,
What do you got?
I got a pair.
All right, keep the pair. Roll 2 more times to get the
Oh, okay. All right. That was a 4. Sorry.
Yep.
That was a 4.
All right, come on. 3 more 4s. 2 more rolls.
Nope. No 4s.
All right, 1 more. Hey, the guy that got it got 3 4s in the last roll.
Nope.
All right, well, we're going to play it anyway. Don't worry about it. But thank you. Thank you for participating.
Thank you,
always.
that was cool.
Hey, I know you got to go, and you've been doing this a lot. You got interviews and everything. I'm putting a video collage of everybody that I'm talking with to thank the first responders for everything they have done. So if you don't mind, my friend, just take a moment. Ron Keel, thanking everybody out there for fighting the fight for us so we can get back to where we need to be.
I'm Ron Keel from the Ron Keel Band, and on behalf of all of our team and all of our families, we want to thank all of the first responders, those who put it all on the line every day. Not only the first responders, but if I could also mention all of our military, past and present, and the medical health industry that's been through so much these last few months. Red, White, and Blue, and the entire South by South Dakota album is dedicated to you. Thank you for your service to all of us. We love you. Keep up the good work.
And we love Ron Keel. And by the way, how's Renee doing? I know the book, right? Anything But Pink. Is she doing our prayers? Is she kicking ass and taking names?
She is kicking ass and taking names. Thank you so much. And she's been, what is the, no, NED they call it. They don't call it cancer-free anymore.
Okay.
It's called NED, no evidence of disease. For 3 years now, we just celebrated the anniversary of her 3 years being disease-free, because as you and many of our fans and viewers and listeners know, she underwent a serious battle with stage 3 cancer, 9 surgeries, chemotherapy, radiation, all that. I got the Fight Like a Band album was written during those experiences, so it's a very personal record for me. And Renee has written a book about her experiences called Anything But Pink, available at reneekeel.com. You know, when she was diagnosed, Pat, the day we got the news, the first thing I did was go out to eBay or Amazon or Barnes & Noble and try and find some books on the subject so that I could deal with it and handle it and help her handle it. So that's kind of what this book is. It's a great history and a great inspirational message to anybody who's going through adversity. And I highly recommend it to anybody who's going through a tough time in their life, whether it's cancer or anything else. She is a very inspiring and uplifting spirit. She's the reason I'm still doing what I do and able to do it on such a high level, because she sets the bar very high in our marriage, and I've just got to try and keep up and do the best I can do with my music, my career, and my dream.
Give her a hug. Give her our love. We love her. We're happy. She's kicking ass. We're going to push the book out. I'm going to put it on our website. Everything that I can do to help promote that. I love the band. I love you, brother. Feeding families, always looking at the charities, doing what's out. How's the radio show going? If you need a crazy Italian from New York as a guest, you call me.
Oh, let's make it happen. It's on. The radio show is fantastic. That's it's almost a hobby, but I do generate revenue from it, and it's great for exposure and promotion and media and all that stuff. But really, it's a labor of love. It's something that I produce and distribute each week to multiple stations around the world and some of the biggest online affiliates. I get to put on a show, and I get to entertain people, interact with the audience. This week we've got phone calls from listeners that are weighing in on how they feel about going back to live concerts.
Nice.
Very compelling discussions with some of the bands that some of them are fearless and they're ready to get out there and rock, and some of them are they're just going to stay home until they feel safe. And I respect and admire both opinions, but it's nice to let the fans have a voice on the streets of rock and roll.
You hear about this whole drive-in theater stuff that's going on in Denmark, started around here, different places. You're pulling with your car, buy 2 spots. You got the car, the pickup truck, and then you got the spot to sit down. And I don't know. We got to see what happens.
We talked about that. We talked about that months ago, and I thought, what a great idea. I used to love going to the drive-in theater anyway. I thought it was a great experience for a date or even a family outing. I love the drive-in theaters. They are going to make a comeback. I can tell you right now, Pat, I do have some inside information from a megastar in the industry that I can't name, but I can tell you right now, I have an inside source that has confirmed that the drive-in experience is going to make a huge resurgence very soon, and probably for years to come.
I can't.
And we'll, yeah, I got this news. I wish I could share it, but
that's all right.
No, it's going to be huge, and it's going to be very successful because the man who's behind it is extremely successful. So I would love it, man. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be fantastic. I'd be running out there with my guitar and my headset microphone. I'll be slapping the hoods. I'll be slapping the hood of your car, and you can honk at me. I think it'd be cool.
That would be awesome, man. We got to do a shout out to Jody Best. Thank you, Jody, for arranging this chat.
Absolutely.
I love Jody. I got to talk
Jody.
to Ron last year. Jody is the best. Man, I can't thank you enough. South by Southwest. I know times are tough. I think it's like $12.99. You get a bundle. You get the poster. Go to ronkeel.com. Buy whatever you can buy. Ron,
it's actually $15.98 now, but you get the signed poster, the signed CD, and a free sticker as well. We ran out of everything. I sold out of shirts. I sold every guitar pick I had. The response has been incredible. So we've now got the economy bundle, $15.98, autographed at ronkeel.com.
We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it.